One. So we're talking about three things that happen to your body when estrogen starts to decline. So estrogen doesn't just control our period, it controls our brain, our heart, our bones, our sleep, our skin, our mood, our metabolism. So when it starts to shift during the perimenopause and menopause transition, even gradually, years before menopause, things start to happen that can feel completely unrelated. Weight that wouldn't budge despite doing quote unquote everything right, a racing heart at 2 a.m., anxiety that seems to come out of nowhere. And today I'm going to walk you through three things that surprise a lot of people because knowing these things changes everything. So I'm Dr. Lola Ashaye. I'm a board-certified family medicine physician and founder of InTouch Primary Care in Sugar Land, Texas. And I specialize in women's primary preventative and menopause care. I help women finally get real answers about what's happening in their body. So let's get into it. So let's take one of our patients, obviously not something's changed here. Kim, she's 47. She's been working out 5 days a week, eating clean for 6 months, and she hasn't lost a single pound. In fact, she's gained 4 pounds. So she's been waking up at 3 a.m. with a pounding heart, and she started to have anxiety. She's never had this before. She had a gynae run some labs, and she was told she was healthy. And she was suggested therapy for anxiety. She almost gave up because she just didn't know what was going on. So what she needed was more than discipline. She needed someone to explain that estrogen does what estrogen actually does to the body and what happens when it starts to change. And that's what we're going to talk about today because it makes a difference when people understand what's happening. So the first thing is estrogen plays a direct role in insulin sensitivity and how the body stores fat. So when it fluctuates, fat gets redistributed, especially to around the abdomen. So even without a change in your diet or in your exercise program, it causes this change. So it's not just about willpower, it's about, the hormones and how it's affecting our bodies. The other thing that it's important to know is estrogen is cardioprotective. That means it helps protect the heart. So during perimenopause, when people start to notice heart palpitations, sudden racing heart, and even high blood pressure, it can be hormone driven. And sometimes women are worked up for cardiac issues when it's a hormonal issue primarily. The other thing that I would like to talk about is anxiety and mood disruption. So estrogen modulates serotonin, GABA, and dopamine, and these are the brain's feel-good chemicals. So when estrogen fluctuates, these chemicals are destabilized, right? So people can experience new-onset anxiety, they can be more irritable, they can have low mood, and it can be hormonal and not always psychological. The other thing we need to know is that estrogen affects sleep. So both estrogen and progesterone both affect deep sleep stages. As the progesterone declines, it particularly disrupts the ability to stay asleep. And that's why people wake up in the morning, early morning, like the 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. wake up. So melatonin will not solve that, right? So these symptoms together will form a pattern, and knowing that it's caused by hormonal changes can be really helpful. So there are people out there thinking, well, I'm not there yet. This only happens when, I stop having periods for 12 months, which is menopause. But it's important to know that perimenopause is the transition to menopause. And during this transition, a lot of the symptoms can happen. And this transition, it takes 2 to 10 years. So it's not always just about, I just need to eat better or exercise more. So even though lifestyle changes are essential, very essential, and we've talked about this several times, there are hormone-driven things happening that sometimes lifestyle changes alone may not be adequate for some people. Okay. Other people might think, oh, you know what? I'm just getting older. Yes, some changes are normal aging, but many symptoms that a lot of women think are just getting older type changes are actually treatable when properly identified and addressed. Some people are waiting for their symptoms to get worse, but what I really want to help people understand is menopause transition is actually a great window of opportunity. When your body is changing, that's a great time to take a look at your entire health, be proactive about the things that you can prevent, and not just only wait until your symptoms get bad to seek medical help, because there are many things that we can do during this transition. Take that window of opportunity to improve your health that we can't do later on when you're in further down the line in menopause. So it's important, even if your symptoms are not that bad, or even if you don't have any symptoms, you should still have somebody take a look at your overall picture and just confirm that you're going in the right direction. Proactive care really leads to better outcomes. So I want you guys to leave this video knowing that what you're experiencing has a reason. You don't just have to push through it. If any of this has resonated with you, it's time to have a real conversation with a doctor who specializes in women's hormonal health. That conversation can truly change the next chapter of your life. And if you're in the Texas area, we'll be happy to see you. You can book with us here. So imagine you could explain to your doctor exactly what was happening in your body, and there's understanding and there's a plan. Imagine your metabolism working with you again. Your sleep is deep, it's uninterrupted, anxiety is quieted, your energy has returned. That's that's not impossible. It's actually what happens when women get the care they need. So I hope that helps.